Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to read another Your Boyfriend fanfic found on Archive of Our Own. Holidays are a time for giving, even if it's hard for you to do. By Mattypattypinky. Summary. Ryan asks Peter to do something special for the holiday season. It's not quite Christmas yet, but I really want some holiday spirit. He tries to make you happy, even if he thinks it's a bit early, and is nervous about taking you out to public. Chapter 1. It's nearly Christmas time, though not quite Christmas yet. Maybe not even the right month, depending on when you're reading this. You've been... Technically, it's literally Christmas now. You have been thinking about how much you want it. It's beautiful lights, the music, the festivities, going, ice skating, watching Christmas comedy specials. Heck, even walking around in a store and seeing the decorations would make you happy right now. It's your first Christmas away from home, even if your boyfriend was adamant on this being your home now. You see, you've been living with Peter for quite a while now. And though it's nice not have to worry about having a job or socializing with crappy roommates or landlords, being alone with in your room cooped up and having his house being the only thing you see every day can be exhaustingly repetitive. The thought of wanting to get out of this freaking forest cabin was keeping you awake at night, eating you alive. The first cold front came, though, and you decide to go outside and sit on the front porch. A nice fresh breath of the outdoors, even if it was still relatively chained down to a certain prosperity of this house, and you've grown accustomed to. You've gone close enough with him that he'd trust you to do something as simple as that, though it took quite a bit of work to get to this point in your relationship. And even if you did get ballsy and tried to run, which you've considered, he keeps his van keys on him, and you have no idea which way is left or right in the forest surrounding you. As you sit on the porch watching the trees dance sort of with the slight windy breeze before you, and you breathe out a soft sigh, smote emitting from your mouth due to the mouth of cold. The front door slowly opened. The only thing, for a short moment, that was visible was the glow of two piercing bright blue eyes that grew like that of a cat in a dark night. Before he stepped forward, "Darling," Peter called. In a soft tone, he was dressed in the dark blue coat and scarf, glancing down at you with this nervous and slightly stern expression. "It's cold outside. If you're going to sit out here, at least wear a jacket. I don't want you to get sick." You turned to glance back at him from the porch stairs. You were wearing long pants, but your sleeves remained bare. Truth be told, it wasn't killing you. How cold it was. You quite enjoyed the soft, frosty feeling on your skin. "It's not that cold," he slightly snarked back at him, with a small smile that spread across your face. He chuckles, rolling his eyes. "Well, if you're going to sit out here, will you at least take my coat?" he asked, without giving you time to answer. He began to fumble with his hand on his coat buttons. You open your mouth to protest his efforts, but by the time you do, he's already slowly drawing the sleeves off himself and sit down beside you. "Arms out," he requested, in a slight demanding tone. You scoff, hold an arm out as he slowly puts the sleeve onto you, and then he does the same with your other, putting his coat onto you, and he crouches in front of you on the stairs, beginning to button it up for you. His charming tendencies and gentlemanly spirit always has a tendency to flatter you. He was just so sweet to you. Sometimes you've forgotten that he had concerning habits, or how you even gone into this situation of a strange, eerie man you barely knew up to this point, being your boyfriend. It's a bit too big on me, you mentioned, holding one of your arms up. The sleeve on you seemed to slightly slip down past your hand. He looked at you. His face was lit up with a soft blush. His smile grew, and he held his palm against his mouth as small little snickers began to bubble out of him. "You look adorable," he simply responded with a soft sigh. He sat down beside you in front doorstep stairs and glanced up at the sky before you both, to the universe artwork of the mouth stars above you both. "It's a beautiful night." Yeah, I nod, looking up at to stare at the stars as well. It was a long silence as the two of you sat, admiring the stars. "So, I don't want to intrude, but why are you sitting out here?" Peter suddenly asked, breaking the silence as he tended to enjoy doing. "Oh, you pause and hesitate. You don't want to make him upset. You can get very reactive or trippy at times. Just enjoying the night you decide to go with, but as he looks at you, he can read your expression. It seemed to harden. He pursed his lips and nodded, looking away for a moment. "Ryan, you don't need to lie to me," he explained. "I'm here to make you happy, darling. That's why I'm here. You know, if there's anything wrong, if there's a way I could fix it, I want to know." He stared at the sky again, trying to find escape from the slowly progressing tension. When you couldn't, your hand gripped into the tight little fist, and he looked down. "Peter, Christmas is coming," he mentioned. Face lights up. "Well, yes, I suppose it is. Do you want something?" he asked. "I can go to the store," he smiled, "or order something online. But you know how I feel about mail coming to this house." "No," he interrupted, which startled him a bit. "I want to go out," he bring up. "I want to celebrate Christmas for real." Chapter 2. Peter stared at you, dumbfounded by your request. His throat had gone dry, his blood running cold. A small bead of sweat practically dropping down his face. He tried to keep it cool for you, but his hand at his side fastened from you had clenched onto the stair, gripped it for dear life, like it would save him from the situation. "You want to go out?" he laughed, nervousness in his voice, his tone, his throat croaking, and his words having a sort of wave of shake to them, like a bonfire in the yard or a forest walk, he suggested. A poor man's attempt to put ideas into your head that were not your own. You shook your head. No, I want to go out. I want to do something. I want to see things. I want to see Christmas lights and music and a tree, and you begin to ramble, but his eyes begin to grow colder with each word that came from your mouth. His smile tried to keep, but fast and faltered, a quiver and crack in his lips, a strained eyebrow trying desperately to not look mad. "We could do that here, darling. I could go out, get a tree. We could decorate in the house. How's that sound? Does that sound romantic?" he asked. You knew he would suggest something like that. Oh, frick. It made you slightly irritated. He tried to speak, but he piped up. Again, an effort to keep planting opposite ideas in your head. "I can even decorate my van. We could have a nice Christmas movie marathon. I'll buy the classics," he winked. "I have a DVD player. We can make cookies and..." "I want to go out of this damn house," you say. You feel bad. The moment it left your lips, you felt guilt wash over you. He didn't want to make it that, and frick, you knew he would take it like that. I mean, Pierre's expression had dropped from nervous cheerfulness to nothing but disappointment and distraught. His mouth clenched, and his fist gripped onto the wooden step harder, digging into it. He could feel splinters going into his the palm of his hands. He needed to calm down. He took a deep breath and put his face back on. No, darling. I get it. He smiled. You've been here for, what, months? A year? I lost track. You haven't talked to anyone but me. And Rat. Rat's not a good conversationalist, he joked. I get it. He tried his best to sound sympathetic, even if the mere idea of getting you out of his sight ate him up. You wanna go to the house? He asked. You wanna go out to town? He asked. His heart beating loud. Fiercely out of his chest, he felt it ringing. You nod. You could tell he was mad, but the attitude he was taking, maybe he was considering it. I'll try to think of something, okay? He said, and put his free hand onto yours. With a light squeeze, maybe it's not too light. It was a bit possessive. Just let me think, he smiled. You nod at him. Okay, baby, you respond, and lean in, pecking him on the cheek. The moment you do this gesture, his tense demeanor melts away, and he sighs out. That's all he wanted. The affection, it was worth your love to do this. He needed to make you happy. That's what he was here for, to make you happy. He was your boyfriend after all. I'm gonna go inside, he patted you on your shoulder. With a soft squeeze, you can come in if you like. I'll make some hot chocolate. Well, the quick mix kind. You can get easily. But still, you nod and nod. You smile and nod. I'll be in a little. I'm gonna sit out here for a bit longer. Those words jolted into him. He didn't like you sitting out here alone. What if you ran away? What if you booked it? But you haven't done that yet. In all this time you've been here, you've been good. If you did, you'd probably get an ankle full of a bear trap. Anyway, especially at this time of night. The sound would alert him anyways. If that snap doesn't, your scream would. That's what eased him. As sick as it might be, he nodded, and slowly stood up and went inside, shutting the front door behind him. He found himself going into the kitchen and began to make hot chocolate for himself and you as well, even if you didn't agree to disagree and one yet. He tried to brush away the thoughts, but they swarmed. He wanted to leave. Crap, he wanted to leave. He didn't say it like that, but that's what he heard. He wanted to go to town, he wanted to see people, real people. His heart was beating out of his chest. He made the drinks. His hands were shaking so much, he spilled some of the hot water on himself. He promised he'd think of something for you. He promised he'll let you go out there. Why did he promise that? Well, it's Christmas. Christmas is a time for giving, even if it's hard for you to do. He swallowed back thickly. His mouth felt dry, even if he already began to drink his share. He sat at the kitchen table, in a dim lit room, his heart pounding, his hand shaky, his leg bouncing under the chair. There was many ways this could go wrong. He technically were gone missing ages ago. Going to town. Crap. It could ruin everything. It could ruin the little world he built up. His happy ending. Our happy ending. Someone could recognize you from a missing poster. Whatever filthy friends could recognize you and try to take you away from him. Like that coworker, that roommate. His stomach hurt thinking about it. Up until this point, you were so good for him. You've grown accustomed. You've grown comfortable. You've grown adjusted. Heck, he even was served the Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome. He totally didn't intend was setting in. Now his whole world was being questioned. His trust was being put to the test at the very moment. Does he trust you now? Chapter 3. You woken up one morning to being lightly nudged by your boyfriend. You slump up and groan, rubbing your eyes and glancing at him with confusion. What is it? You asked. He had a blanket all over you. The heater set nicely up on your bedside. The room was nice and cozy, nice and warm. Peter smiled down at you, though a smile a bit nervous. It wasn't an honest smile. I have something I want to try on. He snickered. Did you wake me for that? He asked, a slight annoyance in your tone. Well, yes, he chuckled. But his eyes trailed to the side. He hummed. But I also thought it would be nice to wake up and bright and early for the day I have planned for you. He raised an eyebrow and yawned, stretching. You slowly sit up in your bed sheets and shake off the sleep from yourself, looking at the neatly wrapped gift box before you. Baby, it's not Christmas yet, you snapped slightly at him, though he laughed. Yes, it's an outfit I want you to try on. Put it on, okay? I'll be in my room, changing myself, he winked. Well, okay, you nod. He gave you a soft kiss on the head and then walked out. He rose his up and stared at the gift box in your lap for a moment. What a weird gesture. What was he planning? Nevertheless, he got up and slipped out on a pair of slippers that your loving boyfriend had got for you. You lazily went to get behind the privacy screen. He always slightly judged the layout. Why did he put the privacy screen near your bed when your dresser was across the room? So inconvenient. And every time you changed, you always felt like you weren't as private as in that spot as you thought. But it was just nerves. You brushed it off. You always do. Nevertheless, you began to change, slowly taking off your clothes and opening the box to be greeted by an adorable Christmas sweater that was clearly supposed to be matched to a couple's wear. With soft and sweet, comfortable texture and soft, comfy pants and socks. It even came with Santa hat, soft and fluffy to the touch. The sight of it made you smile and laugh. Oh, Peter, he always been a cornball. You assume he's trying to make up for the moment you had a few days ago. You consider apologizing to him for being blunt. You do so over breakfast, probably. Once all dressed up, you come out from behind the screen and flip your bedroom light off as you head out of it and stand out in the kitchen. After you left your room, like clockwork, Peter had left his, like he knew you were doing so, or maybe he just heard your door click. At those matching sweaters, he winked. You laughed a bit. What are we eating today? He asked. I'm hungry. He beamed at your question. A smug grin blew onto him. Well, wouldn't you like to know? He teased. Well, I was thinking about what you said a bit ago. And I thought, why not have a day out? He smiled, his eyes wide at his words. A day out? He asked. Your heart swelled bigger than the Grinch's the moment those words left his lips. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want you to go off by yourself. But I figured if I'm with you, it wouldn't be that dangerous. I decide that we'll go to another town, one you're not familiar with. It'll be fun, he softly elbowed you. With a bright-eyed smile on his face. Deep down, the reason for this was deliberate. Different town means less likely to be recognized or see anyone who could pose a threat to him getting caught. Well, also giving you opportunity to see Christmas decorations and festivities. I knew that it was a plan he spent days perfecting. You didn't think he hit that hard into it. You were just happy. Your heart was racing, and you rushed to him, giving him a tight hug, which didn't take a lot to crack his back. He let out a light yelp from him. Whilst he adjusted to the tight grip, he placed a hand on your head, a soft brush on your hair, playfully rubbing it, twirling it with his fingertips. I know, he smiled. You're welcome. He teasily cooed, in a light, stingy song type of voice. Now, brush your teeth, he joked, and your hair. We're going out of the house all day, darling. All day, he asked? All day, he repeated. Your eyes lit up, almost as bright as the lights on the Christmas tree. In the houses you get to see today. You merely let go and rush to get ready in more ways than one. Fixing your hair, brushing your teeth, heck, even putting makeup on if you do that. Once you've gone all comfortable and ready, you make sure to put on a nice warm scarf he also gotten for you a while prior. That was also your favorite color. And rushed out of the living room. You ready? He chuckled. He was besides Rat's take, having fed her some, rats. Right before you walked in, he was currently brushing off his hand on his shirt. I'm ready when you are. I'll just have to grab a thing or two from my room. You nod and sit down on the couch. Wait for him as he does what he needs to do. Your boyfriend left, going to his room and rummaging for his items. Once he found it, he glanced at the bedroom door to make sure he hadn't followed him in. Click, click, click. He loaded his gun. Putting it onto his belt, and a sharp knife in the second place of the belt, hiding it under a slightly long Christmas sweater, just in case something goes off script. Coming, coming, he called. Chapter 4. Peter held the door for you as he let you into his van passenger seat. Being a gentleman, he did a small gesture for you to get in, and even used a hand to help you step in. Once in, he shut the door for you and made his way around the driver's seat door. He decided to lean over and open his door before he got a chance to, thus attempt to play your part of the classic car door test. He smiled at your gesture and stepped into the car seat, putting his keys in the ignition and starting the car. After a moment of falter, he started the van and began to drive out of the parked spot onto the messy dirt road of the foresty. Are you excited? He lightly teased with a slight snicker and glanced over at you. Beaming smile proved to him right away that you were. Here, I'll play some Christmas music. He missed with the car radio, flipping through some random channels until he found a station with classic Christmas songs. You stay sort of quiet in the car. You've been with him for who knows how long. He lost count, and yet the thought of getting out of there, gained the chance to see other people, the chance of normalcy, if only for a day. It was all you could focus on. You know, I always liked the color scheme and soft vibrancy of Christmas, Peter piped in. But the words went in one ear and out the other. The only thing that stayed within your ears was the soft music coming from the radio. The frightening reminder of what today was going to be. Christmas carols, civilization, cheerful people shopping. Crap. When you lived with your old roommate, would never have thought you would miss people. But God. Your heart was swelling with each song and word that flowed from the radio. With every bump and turn to the van, the realization of the taste of freedom at your grasp, your fingertips, the fact that this was happening at all, it did make you strike some thoughts, some defiant thoughts. You could try to get separated from in the crowd at a Christmas event, and find someone to drive you back home. You could get into contact with the police and explain how long you've been cooped up with this lunatic. But as you thought about it, the thought, though your heart filled with this awe guilt, he cared for you for so long, fed you the best he could with his crappy cooking skills. He gave you the biggest bedroom in the house. He decorated your room with things he knew you liked. Heck, everything was dedicated to you. Even the fridge, which was assorted with your favorite drinks, snacks, and foods. As you think, you glance at him. For now, he had realized you weren't for conversation. Sure, you were like that sometimes. He decided to be quiet and focus on the road. With both hands on the wheel, he would focus. God, this freaking guy. He took you away from your friends, your job, your family, your everything. He always talked about it like it was an act of saving, though what he saved you from, that he saved you from all the stress you could, or misfortune and misfortune. He gave you an easy, comfortable life. He's giving you an easy, comfortable life. And most of it all, despite his biggest fear in the world being to lose you. In a sense, he's taking you out to public locations to make you happy for these holidays. Did you really want to give that all away? You were tied up with confusing feelings. At one point, you knew he was horrible. He scared you. At times, did he really save you? Are you overthinking this? He is your boyfriend after all. That's what he told you. That's what he's been telling you. At some point, you just went with it. It's nice, at least. You're convinced is, even if you have plenty of gripes and miseries, being cooped up and hidden from all society. Crap, you didn't want to ruin this. You didn't want to hurt his feelings. They shouldn't matter, but God, they did. You owed him. That's what you told yourself that day. You owed him. He was doing this for you, and that's exactly the type of thing he hoped you were thinking. The drive was long, draining, and boring. A few times you nodded off to sleep in the passenger seat. At one time, the stranger slowed down the vehicle and leaned into the back of his van, pulled up a blanket, and slowly wrapped it over you in the seat. It was cold, after all. After a while, though, you were woken up by familiar soft shakes of your shoulder. Wyan, wake up! We're in town now, the stranger called out to you. You woke up and glancing up at your loving boyfriend, who was staring outside of your car slide door. With a lazy smile, you sit up, the blanket slowly falling from your legs. I'm up. I didn't know what want to get for breakfast. Sly took you to a cafe. He smiled. I'm sure there's some festive annual caffeinated drinks in there or something. He shrugged off lazily and helped you out of the car. They'll probably have muffins or donuts, he smiled. You smile at the idea of a nice coffee or drink you like. That's not coffee, if you don't like coffee. Of your choice. And a sweet pastry to kickstart our special day. The two of you enter the cafe, and you suddenly remember how embarrassing it is to wear matching Christmas sweaters in public. The moment you step in, you feel as though you look like two elves from Santa's workshop. You glance at your boyfriend. He seems perfectly content with it, though not embarrassed, not nervous, not shy. It puts you at ease. You both sit down after buying what you like, and you strain to speak before beginning with the sparked questions. Hey, baby, you piped up. Yes, darling, he replied softly, placing one hand on the tabletop, whilst the other held his hand in his palm. He sat there looking at you like you were a prize $1 million diamond in a museum. How do you not get embarrassed wearing this stuff? You smiled a bit. You didn't want to put him down or make him feel bad for just jesting to wear such a corny matching attire, but also crap. You know teenagers are going to eat you alive if they see you. Pierre listened to the question, and though it did surprise him, he smiled and didn't take offense. Well, it didn't look like he did. He was always good at hiding that sort of thing, sometimes when he really wanted to. Darling, I would rather everyone know you're mine with a corny matching sweater that brands us together over someone taking you as on the market, he joked. You giggle a bit as a remark as you slip your drink and nod. But still, don't you worry if people are going to stare or, make fun of us? His face dropped to a soft concern, sympathetic a sort of glance. If anyone judges you, I'll rip their eyes and tongue out, clear of their sockets. Then they won't have anything to judge with. He spoke in tone that read as a joke, but it wasn't. He made these types of jokes way too often for them to be just jokes anymore. If you visibly tense up, God, he was weird sometimes, even when he's smiling at you like a dork. When words like that come out of his mouth, its most genuine tone, despite being a joke, is jarring, slightly alarming. Yeah. You nod, trying your best not to give him a bad reaction, trying your best to make sure he doesn't worry. Last thing you want is another knife to your back, or a handkerchief pressed into your face. That's probably a bad thing to be expecting from your boyfriend, but you were used to it, so you didn't necessarily question it if it was super bad. What are we going to do? What are we going to be doing today? He asked more gentle question. No way of this one could go violent. But from ponders your question as he set up. I was thinking, first we'll go to the mall. We could go Christmas shopping together. I know you probably want to see all the decorations we could buy for the house. Maybe you'll see Santa, he joked. Then we could go ice skating. I already put some money aside for it, so if we get to it, it'll be great. And then, when it gets late, We could go drive around town and see the Christmas decorations, lights at night, and then maybe go home and have a bonfire in the yard to make some s'mores, and then go inside and watch Christmas movies and cuddle on the couch. Replayed his plan like a surprise. It scripted it out of a specific order and way out. He wanted the stage to go perfect for you. That sounds perfect, you hum. And that was holidays are forgiving, even if it's hard for you to do. If you like my content, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Comment down below and like the video. And I'll see you guys next time. And I will put the link in the description and in the pinned comments. And I'll see you guys next time.